and it was about an exhibition about Raj Yoga meditation just down the road. So we went along there, and in a way, the rest is history. But we learned about the teachings. But I think what impressed both of us really was that the people we met, we really felt they were very sincerely trying to practice what they were talking about. It wasn't just theory for them. Because I'd seen, I'd gone to many things, but I felt that, and you can't blame anybody, but something was not quite, it didn't fit me. I suppose for all of us, we come to the thing that fits us, don't we? But I felt this level of sincerity that impressed me a lot. And then we didn't go to Findhorn. We then came to London. In fact, we stayed in Edinburgh to take up some of the course of Raj Yoga teachings. Then we came to London for a week, and that was really quite a week because we were staying there with someone near the centre. We were doing our Amrit Vela 4 o'clock meditation, so I have to tell you about that because that's on your schedule tomorrow for those of you who are brave enough. Then we were having the morning class at 6:30. Then we had our 10 o'clock class, our course. Then we had a 5 o'clock class, then an evening class. And when you're being steeped in these things 5 times a day, it's like it turns you, well, as might be happening for some of you, it turns you inside out and upside down. And all of that had a very great impact on us. And I began by the end of those few days, something was happening very profoundly in my consciousness. And so, yes, I was already vegetarian, but then a few extra additions in the lifestyle, and began to really dedicate myself to a spiritual life. I was working, I'm trained in speech therapy, continued to work. My husband is a dentist, and he took early retirement just a couple of years ago, so he's now full-time in the spiritual work. I've been full-time in the spiritual work for about 25 years, a bit more. I came to our London centre in 1982. In fact, I came there for 6 weeks to look after the office while somebody was away. And 26 years later, the 6 weeks hasn't ended, so here I am. And so gradually developed more and more of an international role and so on. But it's been a fascinating journey and a fantastic journey, because not only have I been able to discover so much about myself and come close to God, but it's also been a life of service, and that was just what the soul wanted to do. So I feel very, very, very fortunate. So that's the potted version, obviously. And of course, when you're, sometimes people say to you, well, it must be easy living in a centre, in a spiritual atmosphere, and, you don't have to deal with the outside world. And, well, everything has its challenges. And the kind of role that I'm in, I'm interacting with the world out there very much, and I enjoy that. But, when you're in a spiritual atmosphere all the time, you're coming up face to face with yourself all the time. There's nowhere you can retreat to. You have to face yourself. You have to face your weaknesses. You have to deal with them. So it isn't a holiday, I can tell you that. But it's very, very rewarding. You have to be very strong. So that's my answer. Any other questions? And I'm sure all of you can tell similar stories. Yeah. And I feel very fortunate to really have had, because of being in London, Daddy Janki's been my mentor, and that's a fantastic privilege. And she's very strong. Doesn't let you get away with anything. Yeah, go on.
Yo quería hacer un pequeño comentario acerca de los pensamientos sobre una experiencia que viví yo el Día del Padre. Mi niño tiene ahora 10 meses y entonces en marzo tenía 7. Llegué de trabajar, lo abracé y así sin pensarlo empecé a pensar, digo, vamos a tal lugar de la casa. Me agarró de las le agarré de las manitas y fuimos a tal lugar. Y pensé, vamos a otro lugar. Y así estuvimos como 10 minutos. Entonces yo lo había leído, pero hasta entonces no lo había integrado. Como los pensamientos se los transmitía a él. Entonces ese fue el gran regalo que me ha permitido tratar de cada día más tener buenos pensamientos y pensamientos positivos para no transmitírselos, por ejemplo, a él. Nada más, gracias.
Thank you, absolutely. And children, oh my goodness. Just cooling off a bit. And children really pick up thoughts very, it'll dry off. Children pick up thoughts very clearly. And you know, later when they become more engrossed in the world, they don't pick them up so clearly, but absolutely. Thank you, yes. And you know, parents don't realize what they're doing with their thoughts and their children. Very important. Yeah. That's it? Anything else? No? Time for some meditation? Okay. No, I think I'll be all right. So, how are we going to do it? Oh, Amrit Vela, yes, thank you.
The power of having dinner in silence.
Oh, yes. Hello. Oh. Couple of things I missed off the agenda. Okay, so you're invited tomorrow morning, to meditation at 4 a.m. Yes? So hopefully we won't give you too much of a late night, so that you can, actually the culture here is to sleep late, isn't it? So a change of culture. If you'd like to try, but why? Why 4 a.m. in the morning? The term we use, the Hindi term for that time, is Amrit Vela, and Amrit means nectar, and Vela means an auspicious time. So it's the auspicious time of nectar. Why that? Because at 4 o'clock in the morning, most people, especially on a Sunday morning, are asleep. It's a very quiet time. In sleep, the souls are a bit detached from their bodies. There isn't a lot of activity. So the atmosphere is very, very quiet. And we take advantage of that time to be up, to be awake, to be alert, and to be in that state of soul consciousness and in communion with the divine. Because it's a time when we can tune in with the minimum of interference from other vibrations.